Greetings. Welcome to Little Discovery Corner. I'm doing something a little different today. I felt called to do just oracle cards, so I'm going with the Wild Mystic Oracle deck. And so this was supposed to be more of a traditional Celtic cross look, but it didn't fit right on my setup. So this is what I've arranged. And so it goes, what it's supposed to read is the past leading up to where you are now, what you're doing now, obstacle to be overcome, possible way to overcome that obstacle, and the result if you do so. So what I'm seeing is what led you to this moment is a secret of some kind that was revealed recently that you didn't like. It was for better or worse, but I'm thinking it was worse. Something was exposed that stirred up some turmoil behind the scenes, especially within you. And you had to keep it secret for a while because of the way your situation was set up. Hurtful gossip. Here in the book, both the reading and the shadow reading, hurtful gossip could apply, and I think it does. Hurtful gossip, misinformation, and scandal may be plaguing you, or may have been plaguing you. Assess your own truth and stay strong. And then I think that's what you've been doing here. At present, you're working. You're working toward changing your future, changing your physical reality, surroundings, and your inner reality. Because this also caused you to realize some things about yourself that you hadn't really noticed before. Perhaps some patterns in your life, emotional patterns, relationship patterns that were possibly destructive, self-sabotaging, and not fair to you. And you didn't realize how much you were giving and not receiving. And you also realize that this may be a pattern you had been repeating in your life. And so you're working on that, working on changing as I said, you're changing the situation that you might have been stuck in and working on yourself. So obstacle to be overcome is power. Now, I would say some of you are in a position of authority or under authority or both. And you're figuring out how to better manage that authority. If this is an obstacle, then this would be the shadow reading of this card, which is responsibility and accountability. This card may symbolize power corrupted or subverted. It is a position of authority that is not answering to those over whom it has power. And this is Aries. Some of you could be Aries or dealing with an Aries, but not necessarily. It's also just fire symbol about passions and energy. Perhaps a conflict of opinion or overbearing authority. And if this is the obstacle to be overcome, perhaps at this point, you've been doing the work, you're trying to get out of your situation. But also to listen, if you're in a position of authority, to learn to listen to those over whom you have authority. Take input from them and feedback and incorporate it and really listen. If there's a problem, it'll show itself. If there's a problem with the way things are being run, you'll learn. You'll discover it by listening in earnest to people who might have grievances with a certain situation. And this ties in with this, protect. If you're in a position of authority over people under you, they may not feel protected. And that might be what they're trying to communicate to you. And so you want to listen to them and respond in a way that offers safety and comfort. So if it's your job to protect others, if your job includes protecting others and making them feel safe, you have to be sure to show that and not just say it. And so the outcome, if you follow this advice, is care. Okay, Cancer energy, but that's also just dealing with water, the moon, which is your emotions, your inner self. Safe harbor. Yeah, everyone feels, you feel in a safer, you create a safer place for the people around you, the people who rely on you for safety. And everyone, your situation will be in a better place emotionally, in a richer place emotionally. Now that actually, I wanted to tie that in. That I was doing earlier, I felt called to do some channeled art. And I got patterns. What I saw was something that looked like an EKG pattern. And on those heart monitoring machines, where it's a straight line, little tiny hills. And that made me think heart health. Mind your heart health, both emotional and physical. If you have physical habits to improve, like improving your eating, your diet, making your diet healthier, sleeping better, drinking less, that sort of thing. That's all part of self-care work. And emotional, which definitely ties in with this. Emotional care, not just for others, but for yourself too. Protect others and protect yourself emotionally. And that ties in with the previous reading, was just learning respect for yourself, boundaries, emotional boundaries, so that you can care for yourself and then better care for others who are important to you. I got what looked like storm clouds, so that's something you could be facing. Storms, turbulent times, emotional clashing. But just remember, storms pass. And so this will too. If you do all the work you need to do, you'll end up in a better place and not, drowning in a flood. Oh, and yes, I also drew a moon. I kept drawing these squiggly lines that reminded me of like the moon over a body of water at night. And both the moon and bodies of water, and Cancer, crabs are creatures of the ocean, right? Tie into our emotional state. And that's in our inner selves, our subconscious. And so, yeah, this ties in with what I've been getting into in previous readings, was make sure to be getting in touch with your inner self, understanding your emotions and what it takes to regulate your emotions, so that you can better provide emotionally to others, so that they can feel emotionally safe with you. A treble clef and or a curly shell or a snail shell. Music. Music is something, like frequency music is something I like to listen to when meditating, and that does help me get into a better state of meditation and clear my thoughts better. So that's definitely something I recommend. I do have a couple of channels I listed in the description box. But curly shells, snail shells, both also evoke the ocean or large bodies of water. An upward climb. Oh yeah, I made a pattern that looked like a mountains, the shoulders of a mountain going upward, or like a stock market chart, long-term stock market chart. If you look at them, like say the whole history of the stock market, it always goes up, right? So you are climbing. You go through dips just like the stock market, but if you look up the whole history of the stock market, it always goes up. And you're continuing to go up as long as you keep doing the work to fulfill yourself emotionally, so that you can help fulfill others emotionally and reach a place of healthy, balanced connections in which people feel safe being vulnerable with you, and you feel safe being vulnerable with them. And tunnel. Oh yeah, tunnel. That's also something I saw in my mind's eye earlier. I saw someone exiting a big archway, like they were in the shadows and there was a bright light up ahead, but they were close to the exit. It was a very big, very, very big doorway. So I feel like you're coming to the end of your tunnel. And yeah, I drew what looked like a tunnel as well. So it all ties in. You're doing well. You're progressing. But every time, I can tell you from experience, every time you think you've reached a finish line, it's really just a plateau that's getting you ready for the next cycle, right? But it will start to even out. The slope will start to get a little gentler, as long as you keep going. Oh, and I have these just got them in the mail today. For this oracle card reading, I would like to bring out my new philosopher's deck with lots of fun quotes and advice. So, anything you'd like to say to this one? Accept our own thoughts. There is nothing in our power. Nothing absolutely in our power. So what you can control is what's going on in your head. Emotions will arise. You can't necessarily control those. They just appear, and you want to understand them and process them, so you know what you're reacting to and why. But you can regulate your thoughts. Thoughts pop up, you observe them, and they don't need to trigger you necessarily. What external factors am I trying to control instead of controlling my mind, my words, and my actions? Okay, so that's something to be wary of. Are you focusing too hard on controlling how other people react? Controlling certain outcomes with other people? Because really the only thing you can control is yourself. You do have some control over a situation. If you feel like you don't, you can at least start taking steps, figuring out what plans you need to make. But yeah, that's always a lesson I've had to learn many times, and most people have to learn many times, is trying to release control, release the desire to control, and outcomes for situations, for connections, what's happening in life. There's very, very little you can control, except yourself. Anyway, anything else? Where your fear is, that's where your task is. Yes, this ties in with all the inner work that you've been doing. And Carl Jung he coined the term shadow work. And facing your fears, discovering what you're really fearing, and facing them. What do I fear most right now? How can I deepen my understanding of this fear? What actions can I take to move beyond this fear? Yeah, this is all a part of the theme that keeps recurring, which is looking deep within yourself, figuring out what you're afraid of on a deep, like in your heart of hearts, what your inner child, what are you most afraid of? And how can you, better understand this fear? What actions can you take? How can you face it? So I think that will be it for today. Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, please like and maybe drop a little heart in the comments or whatever you'd like to say. Thank you.